Hey guys, welcome. David, Nailbuster, back at it again. This time with what I think is going to be groundbreaking. It's the PinUP Popper Baller Installer. Now what this is, it's a community friendly, doesn't include any copyrighted IP ROMs or anything, so still is safe that way. But what it does is it includes all these components, all set up with a wizard where you put in stuff like what desktop, whether you have a theme, two layers, two screens, full DMD, and it pretty much gets you up and running in minutes. Like, yeah, I mean, we all know the hours of videos and checkboxes and wikis and FAQs. This is so you can get up and running with all the latest stuff, all configured. Like, it'll save you, I don't know how many hours, but a lot of hours. But so let's get to it. All right, so here is a fresh. Hey guys, this is a fresh Windows PC here. It's a virtual machine, but it's completely empty. Hasn't installed anything yet. I'm just the 1.4 gigabyte install file that I'm just going to install in this fresh machine. It's a two-screen virtual machine here. So again, this is not for updating. This is for people starting fresh. You could install it in a system that had it already installed, but you'd have to do it into a new folder. But let's just keep it to a fresh install here. You have to be on the internet during install, but after that, you don't need to be on the internet. Now, one nice thing about it is it can be located anywhere It could be on your D drive in a subfolder, but you want to keep the root folder. So vPinball, it can be called wherever you like, because this install will set all the directories and folders for you. I'm just going to leave it at default as vPinball. And it's going to take a couple of minutes to install, so I will pause and I'll be back after these. Okay, back here, it's finishing off this section. Then it'll ask to install DirectX. Just hit I accept. This one's a good installer. It shouldn't, well, it doesn't ask for any Bing bars or whatnot. So that takes a couple of minutes to install. So I'll just pause it here. Okay, so we're nearing the end of this part. So what it's one thing you should do while this is installing, you should disable your antivirus first because you don't want any antivirus picking up and eating any of these pinball files. But okay, so you just want to run config at the end of it, and this is where the magic is done. Welcome to the PinUP Popper Baller Installer. Tells you everything about here, how you can read this if you want. So the first step is to set out the layout. Now you'll notice ABC here. You select your layout, one screen, two screens, whether you have slim or real DMD. But the layouts are here and what resolution. I'm going to emulate, I know it's two screens, but I'm going to emulate a three screen so you can see the full DMD layout. And what this does is it'll apply everything and popper themes and all this stuff to that. And now it's important if you're going to, before you continue at this point, is to make sure all your screens are top aligned and that the order of the screens, I mean the 3, 2, 1, don't worry about the Windows ID numbers. What you want to worry about is that the play field is on the left and primary, must be primary. Also landscape. Backglass and DMD, all tops are in this order. Landscape. Scale layout on every single monitor must be 100% for now. This is the way it is. If you want something different, you'll have to change it all later. But right now, all this is, if you set it all like this, you will be rocking and rolling quickly. All right. Now here, look, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Cannot be easier. You win. So test display. You hit test display. It'll tell you, hey, DPI is wrong. Your scale's not correct. Your positions are off. Right now, it just says all monitors are correct. Now, install apps is where some of the magic gets done. It'll come up and it'll say something. It'll install B2S. You have to hit OK. Actually, future pinball will come up. It'll pop up, but it'll close automatically within a few seconds. So let it do its thing till it's done. Is that good? That's good. That's good. Okay, let it do its thing. Okay, so it says install apps finished. Now we go to step 3. Now, the way it works is it uses PinUP display settings, and once your PinUP display settings are all configured, it'll apply it to the themes and to B2S, to Flex, to DDMD UI, all that stuff. So let me go. I'm going to go into this scene mode so it's easier for you to understand. All right, so I got my two screens here. Now, it's nice with popper configs, PinUP player config. You click and drag, simple, easy enough. You have center if you want to center the position, center up and down, full screen. Now it's important ratio 4:1 for DMDs. When you're setting up 4:1, you want to make sure you're 4:1. You want to make sure you're 16:9. Okay, and you just click and drag. And when you're done, you just click back here. If you're just using full screens, like you're not going to be positioning within a screen, it's so much easier to use quick position. Quick position will ensure it takes up the full monitor, and you just move the quick position around, and then you come back in and it'll set these values for you. So for now, I'm not using a topper, so I'll just leave it right there. DMD Slim. If you were using two screens, you would put it near the bottom of your back glass. So I'm using full DMD. I'll just put it here, make sure I'm 4:1. All right. Back glass, normally full screen, but again, I'm emulating this on two screens. So I'll just make sure this is 16:9, and looks good. Playfield. Playfield again. Let me just say I was going to use a full screen, so I'm going to do quick position to the proper screen. And I have one last one, full DMD, so I'll put it here for now. Make sure it's 16:9, and yeah, there's make it a little bigger. It looks good. It looks good. 16:9, 16:9. Good. Now we're done. We're going to go save settings, exit setup. And now all you do is step 4. It takes the pop settings, sets it to B2S, sets it for future pinball, sets it for VPX, the display settings. I mean, you may have to go in there afterwards and fine tune, but the next step, if you have a real DMD, you would go here into the DMD section, set your port up. You said, pin DMD2, you just have to set that to true, and then hit save DMD settings. But regardless, this cool feature here is if you go full here, I make these backdrops so that you can actually hit test DMD. And this sets up your freezy. So you'll notice you can click and move your freezy around. And if you're using a full DMD, this is the Andrew Walsh. Shout out to him for the layout. If you were doing B2S, you would put it in your B2S area here. But if you like where it is, you just right-click on it, save position globally. Thanks to Freezy for those features. And there, you're rocking. I think you're pretty much all done here. Click here if you want to see the website for contributors and whatnot. I'm just going to close. Now, if you've ever done this before, there's a lot of work here. It means some icons here, shortcuts. You can just say, oh, you know what? I'm going to pin it to taskbar. Pin this to taskbar, why not? And pin this to taskbar, and put back editor, pin to taskbar. Okay. And watch this. I'm just going to run. Now, I haven't done anything. I just went through the wizard, and I now have a full DMD PinUP popper theme set up with loading videos and all that stuff. And look, Leprechaun King, which is a pup pack table. Just so you know, for defaults, arrow keys move around for your defaults until you set them up yourself. The letter X is to exit out of the emulator, so use that. And Z is to exit out of the popper completely. Space is
I am now loading
select.
Up the game.
And when you're in a game, normally like VP name 5 is to add quarters, 1 is to start game. And so, yeah, if you look at it, I'm emulating here a full DMD3 screens. It automatically set up all the positions for you. And let's see if we can get the game working. Come on, you can do it. Load a little faster, a little slow in a virtual machine, but there we go. Start a game. There, the pup pack's working. Game is running, and you're playing within minutes in the mode that you want, whether it's desktop, 2-screen, 3-screen, full DMD. This is really good stuff. I'm just going to hit X to go back to popper. And yeah, it has pretty much everything you need. It's ready to rock and roll. You can now go to the community, grab tables that you'd like to play, support authors, and all that stuff. And this is all rock and rolling. You are ready to go. Yeah, hopefully, I mean, it'll get updated, the release every few months, or maybe twice a year to get even better as far as updates. But yeah, just remember, this is a community-friendly version, and cheers. Talk to you later.